Hello, everybody. Hi. Chef Val here. It is Tuesday, June 25th, 2024, and I am coming to you from the beautiful state of Michigan. And today it's rainy and overcast. We have had extremely hot weather here in Michigan. It's been in the 90s last week. And so I thought it was a great time for ice cream. But now today it's 74 and overcast and rainy, but it's still a great day for ice cream, right? So I am going to show you how I make Aquafaba ice cream. I currently have my KitchenAid mixer whipping up the Aquafaba. I was hoping that it would be done by the time I started my live, but it's still whipping. So I have the noise in the background of the KitchenAid mixer whipping up the Aquafaba. I don't know if that noise is coming through in the live video. So if you are watching this video live right now, please leave a comment. Do you hear the KitchenAid mixer going in the background, or do you just hear my voice? Hi, Max. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. Appreciate it. So I'm Chef Val. I've been teaching healthy cooking classes for 27 years. All my recipes are organic foods, healthy whole foods, and also all my recipes are vegan, so I don't use any animal products. My website is macrobell.com. You can find all kinds of information on my website. Max, sound is good. Thank you so much, because I've got the KitchenAid mixer going behind me, but I'm glad you can hear me. If you go to my website, you can see all my upcoming cooking classes. You can also purchase any one of my 6 cookbooks. And I also have a recipe of the month on my website. I have previous cooking classes recorded that you can purchase and you can watch over and over again to learn the recipes. So there's lots of information on my website. So again, I'm waiting for the Aquafaba to whip up before I get into the actual recipe. And so I wanted to take a moment right now as I go live to say my heartfelt condolences to the family of Dr. McDougall. I just found out like an hour before going live that Dr. McDougall has passed away. And apparently he passed away Saturday, I believe is the news report. And share screen. I'm going to share this right here so you can all see. So I just found out about it about an hour ago. They just released it, but he passed away very peacefully Saturday night. He was 77 years old. Some people who are familiar with the vegan world, the whole food plant-based world, will know who Dr. John McDougall is very well. He has been advocating for a healthy, whole foods, vegan lifestyle for a very long time, at least 40 or 50 years. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact number, but he wrote the incredibly famous book called The McDougall Plan that so many of us are familiar with. And so I was very surprised and saddened by this news. And any of you who follow Chef AJ and watch Chef AJ's show, you know that Chef AJ and Dr. John McDougall were very, very close friends. So my condolences go out to Dr. John McDougall, his wife, his children, his family, and to our dear friend, Chef AJ, who has lost a dear friend. And so that was very sad news that has happened just this week. All right, stop screen sharing. All right, so some other announcements here before I get into the recipe. I want to do screen sharing again. Here we go, screen sharing. This is my website, macroval.com. And I have an upcoming cooking class. Look, here's the cooking class page. It is red, white, and blue outdoor grilling cooking class. So come celebrate the 4th of July with me on Wednesday, July 3rd for the outdoor grilling cooking class with the theme of red, white, and blue food. It's going to be fun. These classes you can attend in person if you live in Michigan, or you can attend virtually through Zoom if you don't. The class actually takes place outside on my back patio where I am using the grill. I have step-by-step instructions for you. I walk you through it. If you don't have a grill, guess what? You can make all this food in your house. Last grilling class I had someone attend through Zoom who was making the recipes along with me, and she did it in her house, on her stove, and in her oven. Recipes came out great for her. So they're just wonderful, delicious recipes, and you can cook them on the grill. I am going to teach how to make a mock quote-unquote steak using tempeh and many other ingredients. And I'm going to serve that with a smoky beet sauce, which is going to be our red color. And that's going to be served with grilled onions and mushrooms. I'm also going to teach how to make fire roasted white sweet potatoes. That's actually going to be cooked on a fire, but you can do it on your grill. And for dessert, grilled pears, one of my all-time favorites, with blueberries and raspberries. So the dessert is going to be red, white, and blue. So yes, go to the website and click on the link, and you want to sign up for the cooking class. The grilling classes are a lot of fun. On my website, you see that I have the cooking classes. We have Zoom class recording. So here's how to make jam. Everybody's always asking me, how do I make my jam? I make sugar-free organic jam. Here is the recording of the cooking class where I walk you through how to make the jam. Okay, so there are various other cooking classes that are not even on this list. Send me an email and ask me, what cooking classes do you have? I can let you know. Personal chef services. If you live near me in Westland, Michigan, I can come to your house and I can cook food for you. I have thousands of recipes, and I cook seasonally. And I can cook for your specific dietary needs. And I have cooked and helped people overcome such diseases as various different cancers: lung, prostate, breast cancer, and heart disease, Meniere's disease, things like that. So I have all that. I also do one-on-one lifestyle counseling, so I can work with you on a one-on-one basis. We sit down and we go over all the health issues you may be dealing with, and I work directly with food. All right. So some foods you may are eating that are actually making you feel better and contributing to your health, but there may be some foods that are detrimental to what's going on, health-wise for you. And I can make suggestions on food choices. I've had wonderful success. Here is an excellent testimonial here from Evelyn. I'll just read the end part here. Valerie listens deeply, and I sense she truly knows what she is doing. During my time with her, everything she said resonated with me, and she clarified a lot of confusion for me around how to best nourish myself. Not only did she address diet, she also addressed other issues which contributed to or took away from my health, such as rest, exercise, stress, and activities that nourish the soul. What I like about Val is that she explains clearly what you need and why, as well as how to help yourself, so you end your session with increased knowledge and a roadmap. I am looking forward to my continued journey towards health with Valerie as my personal guide. I worked with Evelyn. She lives in Canada, and I worked with her through Zoom and over the phone for a few years, and she overcame debilitating digestive gut issues. And she now is on so much better. She doesn't have any gut issues anymore. So that's one of the clients I've worked with. I wanted to let you know about the recipe of the month. So this is a reason for you to make sure that you sign up for my newsletter. You'll be shown what the recipe of the month is. Here it is. Grilled peaches and fig sauce. A grilled recipe for you for the month of June. Grilled recipe here it is. It's one of my favorites, actually. All right, so there's a recipe of the month. If you haven't already, on the home page, you scroll down here and you fill in your name and your email and you subscribe to my newsletter, which I would greatly appreciate. All right, I'm going to stop screen sharing now, and I'm back. Hello, Colette. Thank you so much for joining in, Colette. Greatly appreciate it. Hey, if you guys are watching me live, or if you're watching the recording of this, please leave a comment and say hello. Let me know where you're tuned in from. Again, even if you're not watching this live and you're just watching the recording, adding a comment to the video helps with the algorithm so more people see it. Also, if you hit the like button, I greatly appreciate it. And this is being streamed live on my YouTube channel. And if you have not hit the subscribe button yet on my YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Because the more people that are subscribed to my channel, again, the more people are going to see it. All right. I'm still whipping the Aquafaba in the mixer. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the recipe now and walk you through the recipe. So this is Aquafaba Ice Cream. What is Aquafaba? All right, first of all, the word aqua means water and faba means beans. So it's bean water, right? Oh, by the way, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask and put them in the chat. So I have found from years of experimenting with Aquafaba and making Aquafaba ice cream, the best bean water to use to make the ice cream is Eden organic chickpeas in a can. Okay? And you just drain the chickpeas in a strainer and you save the liquid. That right there is your Aquafaba. That water right there is going to make ice cream. The liquid that comes from the can Eden chickpeas, the liquid is just thicker and it whips up nicer and it gets stronger peaks. I have cooked chickpeas from scratch and I have saved the water, and I actually have cooked the water down so it becomes more concentrated, and I've used it to make Aquafaba, but the peaks are never as stiff as when I use the canned beans. So I just go ahead and get Eden. Now, Eden is the only canned beans that I use because they're organic. They add no added sugar. Their cans are BPA free. And if you turn it around and read the ingredients, because you have to read the ingredients of everything that you buy and eat, for sure. Organic garbanzo beans, water, and kombu sea vegetable. Eden is the only company that includes the sea vegetable kombu when cooking their beans. And the kombu is added to help you digest the beans, thus eliminating gas. But kombu is high in calcium and iron and magnesium and phosphorus and protein, and it's a sea vegetable, and it's great for you. And it's in these beans, all right? So the first thing you do is you drain the beans, you save the water. And then you measure out a half a cup of Aquafaba. So one 15-ounce can of beans will give you approximately 3/4 of a cup of Aquafaba. So I'm going to use half a cup to make my ice cream. Okay, there's going to be a 1/4 cup left. I always save that, and then next time I open another can of beans, I add to it. And I freeze the Aquafaba if I don't use it. If I don't use it right away, I put it in containers and I put it in my refrigerator, usually a half a cup measurement, because that's what I use to make my ice cream. And the ice cream comes out perfect, whether it's fresh Aquafaba liquid from the can or if it's frozen Aquafaba liquid that you froze. So my freezer is full of Aquafaba ice cream that I've made, but it's also full of frozen Aquafaba waiting to be made. Okay. All right. The other ingredient you're going to need is cream of tartar. Cream of tartar you add to the half a cup of liquid Aquafaba, and then you put it in the mixer. What does the cream of tartar do? It actually helps to form the peaks so that they remain stiff. So this is very similar to meringue, egg whites. So, you know, if you in the past, long time ago before I was vegan, I would make meringue. Then you take the egg whites and you whip it up and you get stiff peaks. Aquafaba does the same thing. It goes from a half a cup of liquid to white, stiff peaks. It is so incredibly awesome. Yes, this is your whipped egg meringue substitute. Okay. When I found this out about 8 or 9 years ago, someone told me about this. I was blown away. The first time I ever did it, I was super excited. And then, of course, I had to start experimenting with it and doing all kinds of things with it. The cover picture on my dessert cookbook, Simply Healthy Scrumptious Desserts, that's my lemon meringue pie. And that's the meringue right there, which is what I'm doing right here. Okay. This is my latest cookbook, Simply Healthy Scrumptious Desserts. In this cookbook, I also have peanut butter Aquafaba ice cream. I have the lemon meringue pie. I have a frozen Italian dessert dish that uses the frozen Aquafaba ice cream. So a few Aquafaba frozen desserts. This is the Italian frozen dessert. There's cherries, there's a chocolate sauce, and that's with the frozen Aquafaba also. I can see the peaks are just starting. They're getting, you can even see the white in the camera. So you can see it's starting, right? So the liquid, look at this, half a cup of liquid, right? Started in the bowl way down here, this much. And it whipped up, okay? Now, I have to be honest with you, Aquafaba is kind of finicky. Sometimes my Aquafaba will whip up in 20 to 30 minutes. This has been whipping for 40 minutes already. So it's taken a little longer to get it to the place where I want it today. And that's, of course, probably Murphy's Law because I decided to go live and teach you how to do Aquafaba ice cream. So it's taking longer than usual, right? But with the KitchenAid mixer, I usually start it at a low setting just so that I can incorporate the cream of tartar. And then I move it up. And for the 40 minutes, it's been on number 8. So that's right next. The highest speed is 10. I don't want to put it on the highest speed for the whole time. So I put it on 8 and it's whipped it up. Okay. Now, if you don't have a KitchenAid mixer, use whatever mixer you have. If you have a handheld mixer, you're going to have to stand there and hold that mixer for an awful long time. So a freestanding mixer like this works best. Can you do it in a food processor? No, I've tried in a food processor. It doesn't work, okay? All right, the other thing you're going to need, and this is what I put in my Aquafaba, brown rice syrup. But it has to be Suzanne's specialty. Now, you can just put that in the search bar of your Google search, Suzanne's Specialties Organic Rice Nectar. It's brown rice syrup, but they call it rice nectar. When I discovered Aquafaba, everybody was using sugar. And they add sugar to the whipped up Aquafaba. I have not eaten white refined sugar in over 27 years. I'm not going to start eating it now. So I don't use white sugar. So I use brown rice syrup. But all of the Aquafaba websites and everywhere I went to said, you can't use brown rice syrup. You can't use brown rice syrup. And I thought, well, maybe I'll try. So I tried Suzanne's Specialty, and it worked. I tried Lundberg. organic brown rice syrup. It did not work. Lundberg brown rice syrup will take this beautiful whipped up aquafaba and completely deflate it in a second. It goes, shh, it's all gone. All that whipping that took place, all gone. Okay. So I discovered that Suzanne's Specialties, it's a certain type of enzyme that they use in the Lundberg process of creating brown rice syrup. You can't use it. And that's why most of the Aquafaba website says you can't use brown rice syrup. But I found the trick. I found the answer. Because this is the brown rice syrup I've been using for over, 27 years. You can use Suzanne's Specialties brown rice syrup. The only one. Now I'm going to add the brown rice syrup to the aquafaba. Okay. Now when you do this, you drizzle the liquid in there, right? And it's going to incorporate it into the whipped up aquafaba. Can you see that whipped up aquafaba? Here, you know what? I'm going to turn this off just for a second because I want to show you the stiff peaks. Can you see that? Look at that. Look at that beautiful stiff peaks. Now this is just the whipped aquafaba. This has no sweetener in it, but look at that. That is whipped up aquafaba. It's pretty cool. Now normally I don't turn the mixer off. I just go ahead and add the brown rice syrup because I want it to all incorporate, but I wanted to show you how stiff it was. All right. So I'm going to put some of the stiff aquafaba back in there. What does it taste like now? It doesn't taste like anything right now because it's just basically chickpea water. So it doesn't taste like anything right now. You got to add a sweetener to it. All right. I have half a cup of brown rice syrup. All right. We're going to add it now. All right. Now the whipped up aquafaba will deflate a little bit, but it will still remain fluffy and light and peaks so that we can freeze it. It's not going to completely deflate it as if you were to put the Lundberg brown rice syrup in there, right? All right, that's it. You whip it up, but just a little bit. If you keep whipping it right now, after I've added the brown rice syrup, it will deflate even more. So don't do it anymore. You saw that was probably less than a minute, right? Now, I always make a mess with the brown rice syrup around the edge of the mixer, right? Because some of it goes in, some of it doesn't. So here we go. I'll smooth this back a little. You open this up. Okay. Let's move some of this stuff aside. All right. Here is the whip, right? I'm going to make sure I get all of that yummy aquafaba off there like so. All right. I'm going to just bang it to get the aquafaba off. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to take a spatula and I'm going to fold the aquafaba because there's some brown rice syrup in there that's not completely mixed. Could you add a flavor extract? Yes, absolutely. This is when you would add like vanilla flavoring. I've done mint. You could do like an orange flavoring. I have many Aquafaba ice cream recipes. This is the standard vanilla recipe for you. And you could add things to it. Like I said, in the dessert cookbook, I have peanut butter Aquafaba ice cream. But the more things that you add to it, the more it's going to deflate, just so you know. And a little bit goes a long way. So I've made the lemon meringue that I put on top of my lemon meringue pie. I add a little bit of lemon juice to it to make it like a lemon flavor. And that helps too. Okay. But I'm whipping, or I'm sorry, I'm folding. When you fold it, you take it and you just push it down a little bit. You're not mixing it. Folding is gentle. Okay. Mixing is harsh. Folding is you just take it and you just go like this and you just kind of cut it in half, but gently, because I'm mixing that brown rice syrup in there. Lemon meringue pie 34. Yeah, see, I added 1 teaspoon of lemon juice to this, and it gave it a nice mellow lemon flavor. If you wanted it a little stronger, you might be able to add 2 teaspoons, but that's when I caution you, very little bit, because if you add too much, you're going to deflate it. Now, the other sweetener that I have used to make my Aquafaba ice cream is maple syrup. But when you use maple syrup, it's sweeter than brown rice syrup. So I would use a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 1/2 cup of brown rice syrup, or a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Now the maple syrup is going to make it a little sweeter, which some people like. If you're used to desserts with white sugar in it, the maple syrup is going to give it a little more sweetener for you. But if you're diabetic or you have blood sugar issues, you want brown rice syrup, because brown rice syrup will never spike your blood sugar level, because it's made from whole organic brown rice that is cooked down to get to a thick, sweet consistency. What is in brown rice syrup, the sugar, is maltose, maltose. Maltose will never spike your blood sugar level. Maple syrup does have sucrose in it, okay? But maple syrup has some iron, some phosphorus, some magnesium. So maple syrup has some minerals in it. It's 100% natural. They just tap the maple trees and they cook the maple syrup down. So again, maple syrup is my second favorite sweetener, okay? But maple syrup will spike your blood sugar level, okay? Not as bad as white refined sugar, because white refined sugar is a chemical. It's not even a food. It wreaks havoc with every organ in your body. It basically creates diabetes. It creates blood sugar issues. It's just terrible. You know, if all possible, get that white sugar out of your diet. All right. So we've made the whipped aquafaba. Now this right here is whipped cream, right? This is basically would be the meringue that I would put on top of my lemon pie. Of course, I would add a little bit of lemon juice or whatever. But this will deflate. This will last for you for about a day, okay? But then, like if I make a lemon meringue pie and I serve it today and we have like 4 pieces and there's like 2 pieces left and I put those 2 pieces in the fridge, the next day it'll still be delicious. And some of the meringue will still be there, but some of it will have deflated, okay? I'm just being honest with you. When you use aquafaba, this is what happens. But when you put it in the freezer, it freezes beautifully and it doesn't deflate, all right? The best way I have found to put it in the freezer now is get single self-serve containers. Don't put it in a big container because, again, this is mostly air, okay? This is basically air and water and brown rice syrup. That's all it is, basically. So if you put it in a bigger container and you put weight on it, it's going to deflate. So I like single-serve containers to put my aquafaba in for my ice cream. And I will put it in there like so. And kind of go like this. All right. Now you're going to want to put a lid on this to go in the fridge, or the freezer, I'm sorry. Okay. So we do a single serving of the ice cream, put a lid on it, and put it in the freezer. And I just happen to have
some frozen Aquafaba ice cream right out of the freezer so I can show you what it looks like. It's like a soft serve ice cream. It doesn't really get that firm, okay? So even right out of the freezer, you can see it's a soft serve ice cream, like so, right? It melts very quickly. So unfortunately, it's kind of hard to travel. I have put it in a cooler before for a birthday celebration, and I've put ice all around it. And as long as it's not in the cooler for more than, say, 45 minutes to an hour, and the place I get to, I put it in a freezer right away, it's okay. It doesn't melt. All right. But you have to get it back into a freezer very quickly or it melts. Mm. 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 Oh, that was so good. It's creamy and it melts in your mouth. Mm. Mm. One of my favorite things to put on my Aquafaba frozen ice cream is my organic sugar-free jams. Blueberry being my favorite. In fact, I have blueberry in the fridge. Hold on. All right, so I do the Westland Farmers Market, which is here right by where I live. But no matter where you live, please go to your local farmers market and support your local businesses. It's so very important. Not only will you get locally grown produce, which is fantastically healthy for you, there are people such as myself. I make organic sugar-free jams. I make organic sugar-free pieces of fruit pie that I sell. The pie is also gluten-free. And so I'm a local Michigan business, and the support really helps. There are crafters there making all natural soaps. There's people that do crochet. There's jewelry. There's all kinds of things at your local farmers market. Thanks for the lesson. I've got to run. Literally, LOL. Have a great day. Colette. Thank you so much for tuning in, Colette. If you try making the Aquafaba ice cream and you have any questions, send me a message and I can help you out. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. So at the local farmers market, my favorite flavor jam is blueberry. And I also go up north once a year when the blueberries are in season to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and I pick wild blueberries, the little small wild blueberries. I go gaga crazy for those because those are even more delicious. And then I make jam with those. I still have some left from last season. It's the only flavor left because I get the most blueberries out of all the other berries, and I put them in the freezer. So I do have some wild Upper Peninsula blueberry jam, my all-time favorite. But for an ice cream topping, right, we're just going to take the beautiful blueberry jam and put it on there like so. This is my favorite topping, okay? Kind of swirl it in, all right? And you can get, your favorite flavor jam. Some people like raspberry, but blueberry is my favorite. Mm. Mm. Even better. Oh my God, that's so delicious. Oh, this is like heaven when it's 90 degrees out, okay? Now I'm going to put this in the freezer because I'm not going to eat the rest of it while I'm live here with you. I'm going to put this in the freezer, okay? There we go. All right. Aquafaba ice cream. I think I covered pretty much everything that you need to know. And again, if you're interested in the jam recipe on my website, macroval.com, I have a cooking class that I recorded where I made sugar-free organic jam, and I walked you all through the process and I taught you how to do that. So that's all there for you. Pretty much everything that you could possibly want or need is on my website or places like that. Now, my upcoming cooking class, which is July 3rd, red, white, and blue theme, because it's right before the 4th of July. Look at this. I've made, this is the tempeh, quote unquote, mock steak, because I'm vegan, so it's mock, but it's tempeh and a bunch of other ingredients that I pressed together, and then I grilled it. And then I made a smoky beet sauce. That's what's on top of it. And I served it with grilled onions and grilled mushrooms. This is one of the recipes you'll learn on July 3rd. Also, fire roasted white sweet potato cooked on an open fire, and grilled pears, blueberries, and raspberries. So the dessert will be red, white, and blue. It's on the website, macroval.com. All right, speaking of, I have some updates for you. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So if you've ever tuned into my other lives that I've done, or if you follow me on social media, I post all the time about something that's going on up there called Protect the Porkies, because we have this beautiful state park in Michigan called the Porcupine Mountains, which is in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It was voted the most beautiful state park in the whole United States last year. It's just miles and miles of pristine wilderness, breathtaking landscapes, just unbelievable beauty just abounds up there. And it's very, very wild and wilderness. They want to build a mine site right next to the Porcupine Mountains. So I found out about this a year ago. And this guy, Tom, created Protect the Porkies, which is a website. He doesn't make any money from this or anything like that. He's out there to educate everybody about what they want to do. They basically want to destroy this beautiful place. And I will take you to Protect the Porkies, which is the website, if I can find it here. Sometimes it's hard. Where's Protect the Porkies? Here it is. Will it go there? No, it didn't go there. Select a tab. Petition update. Question I get asked at the time. Hold on a sec. I'm sorry about this. I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is. Sometimes it takes a moment, when you're live and you're trying to do something here. I apologize, but here's Protect the Porkies website. Just want to draw this to your attention. It's a mine where they would try and mine copper, although there's hardly any copper left up there. This is the beautiful Porcupine Mountain State Park. It's located right next to Lake Superior. And this is where they want to put the mine, right here, right next to Lake Superior. The possibility of contamination is one of the reasons why we would not want this mine put into the Porcupine Mountains at all. They're stating here there would hardly be any copper that would come out, yet the waste debris, which they call tailings, which is all the stuff they dig up from the earth, and they have to form this big, huge place to put it. The possibility of this collapsing and ending up in Lake Superior would contaminate Lake Superior, which is one of the largest freshwater facilities that we have basically in the world, is Lake Superior. So to put this tailings right next to it is ridiculous. It's also located firmly in 1842 treaty territory for the native people. This is Lake Superior here at the Porcupine Mountains. Here's some beautiful pictures right here. This is the Presqu'île Isle River. I've been there before. Possibility of them digging underneath this river to mine for the copper. Not to mention this right here is what gets me, noise pollution. It is so quiet and pristine and beautiful up there. If you've ever been out in the woods, you know what I mean. The amount of industrial traffic, rock grinding, blasting, heavy machinery, all sources of just incredible noise and vibration would be happening in this incredible, wonderful wilderness. Light pollution. Right now, it is so dark up there. Places of the Porcupine Mountain have been designated dark parks. Dark parks are these places where you can go and you can see all the stars and all the cool things. Well, if this happens, they're going to have lights there 24/7, and it's going to ruin the night viewing sky. Heavy industrial traffic. One of the most wonderful things about going to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan is there's no traffic, or far less reduced traffic than any place you've ever been in your life. but they want to widen County Road 519. They want to make it larger. They even have proposed putting, they want to put cell towers in there so there's better reception for the mine site. This is just a catastrophe waiting to happen. Now, here's what you can do. It's a petition. You don't have to live in Michigan to sign this petition because people come from all over the world to visit the Porcupine Mountains because of its breathtaking beauty, and people have heard of it. So everybody can sign this petition saying, nope, we don't want this to happen. Okay. Go to this one here that's audio and video. These are many videos here that will show you why preserving the wilderness is so important. A presentation from December 9th on why it's so important to save it, and pure hypocrisy. So anybody who lives in Michigan, if you know the slogan for Michigan, that's Pure Michigan, okay? Pure Michigan is created by the Michigan, the name is escaping me, but the people who created this Pure Michigan slogan are the people who voted to give $50 million of our tax-paying money in the form of a grant to this copper mining company. We did not elect them or whatever. They just voted to do it. Okay. There's a lot going on with this issue, more than I can get to here in a few minutes. So these videos will show you. This is what's happened already. Can you see this devastation? They've already clear cut 300 acres getting ready for this mine site, and they don't even have the money for it yet. And it hasn't been officially approved yet. Okay. So you really need to go to this website, please, if at all possible. Stop screen sharing. Hi, Dawn. Thanks for tuning in. Glad you made it. I'm sharing right now about the Porcupine Mountains. Dawn is a dear friend of mine, and she's heard all about the Porcupine Mountains from me. She's signed the petition herself, and yeah, it's a beautiful place up there. Here is an update for what's going on with Protect the Porkies and what's going on. So like I said, the Michigan Strategic Fund, that's the name of the company, or they're not a company, they're a group of people that created the Pure Michigan slogan. They're just a bunch of people, unelected people, who have a group, the Michigan Strategic Fund. They voted to give $50 million to the Copperwood mining company, but that is contingent on the fact that the mining company has to get $150 million in personal grants from other people before they can get the $50 million. But what happened was on June 20th, the Michigan House Appropriations Committee voted to approve the handout of taxpayer revenue to the proposed Copperwood mine. So the House of Representatives for Michigan voted on June 20th to give the $50 million to the copper mining company. All right. Now the grant has to go through the Senate. And so you have the opportunity to have your voice heard. You can contact your senators and send them an email saying that you don't want $50 million of our tax-paying money to go to this mining company. All right. And then also, there's going to be a Lansing rally, town hall, reclaiming the UP from corporate agenda. Join us, town hall, this Wednesday. So that's tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's tomorrow. As we share campaign updates, reveal the winner of the poster contest. They also have a poster contest going on to promote protecting the porkies. Okay. So here's the Zoom that you can attend. Now, if you're watching this video and this is too much information, go to Protect the Porkies. If you can't find this information, send me an email. Okay. val@macroval.com. Go to my website, macroval.com. Click the link that says Contact Val. If you want to attend this virtual town hall tomorrow at 7 p.m., if I'm home and it's all available, I'm going to watch it. If I can't watch it live, I will watch the recording. But this is going to tell you about what's going on up there and how we can stop it. So this is just near and dear to my heart because I adore the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I've been going there ever since I was a baby in my mom and dad's arms, okay? I wrote one of my Substack blogs about Protect the Porkies. It's Substack Valerie Wilson. You'll find my blog. I write about health issues, but I also write about the Protect the Porkies and keeping everybody updated on that. I go to vacation every year to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan as often as possible. That's where I pick my wild blueberries. So it's just a little piece of heaven. It's just miles and miles of untamed wilderness where you can see deer, bear, moose, coyote, wolf, even the exclusive bobcat, if you're really, really lucky. In fact, one time when I was at the Porkies, I was camping there, and an animal ran in front of my truck, and it was a bobcat. Oh, it was so thrilling because bobcats are so elusive. If you know anything about them, you're never going to see a bobcat in the wild, really. But a bobcat ran in front of my truck up at the Porkies. I've seen bear up the Porcupine Mountains too, and deer. And so it's just it's a magical, wonderful place to go. So I like to tell everybody about that so that they can do something about it to save our wilderness. And I have one more thing to share with you about the toxic coating Apeel. All right. So are you aware of Apeel, the toxic coating that they want to put on all of our fruits and vegetables? It came out last year. So Apeel was released last year on the general public, and the FDA went ahead and approved it without basically the general public knowing about it, in my opinion. When I found out about it, I started writing blogs about it. Again, Substack, Valerie Wilson. I have 8 blogs that I've written about Apeel, telling you about it. Many people copied my Substack, and they started handing this out. I've been handing this out for a year. Okay, it's a coating that they want to put on fruits and vegetables, and it contains such wonderful things as lead, arsenic, cadmium, palladium, and mercury. Do you see anything wrong with lead, arsenic, and mercury being on our food? Do you see anything wrong with eating small quantities of these toxic chemical poisons over a long period of time? So the FDA approved it, saying that, well, it's in such small quantities, it doesn't, who cares? I have shared the link to the FDA approval papers in my blog. So if you want to go directly to the FDA approval papers, this information is right there. Now, if you go to the website that created Apeel, they're going to make it sound like it's the best thing since sliced bread. Oh, it's all natural. It's just to preserve the produce longer so they stay on the shelf longer, so they look more beautiful for you, the customers. I'm sorry, the only person that this helps is the store, because the produce will stay in the store longer and look prettier, where we, the customers, as we eat it, it'll be detrimental to our health. So we do not want Apeel in any way, shape, or form. I have been, again, informing people about this for over a year, telling people about this, and I've written some blogs. Here, let me share. I'm going to share screen again. So this is a blog that I wrote. Let's see where the date is. March 18th, 2024. So this was this year. The question I get asked all the time, where do you get your protein? But also updates on the Porcupine Mountains and the toxic coating Apeel. So I go into the health issue of what is protein, where do you get protein? And being that I'm vegan, I go into a vegan source of protein and where you can get it. And then I get into the update on the toxic coating Apeel. Now, this was, again, May of 2024. The Better Health Store, which is a Michigan-based Better Health Store, is a Michigan-based health food store. There's many of them. I talked to the produce manager for all of the Better Health stores in Michigan, and he assured me that Better Health Store will never carry any produce that has Apeel on it. So I support the Better Health Store. Kroger's. I called Kroger's twice to ask about their produce. Twice, because I wanted to verify. Twice I was told that their Kroger brand and their Simple Truth organic produce will not have the toxic coating Apeel on them. So if it's a Kroger brand or a Simple Truth organic, it will not be on there. Meijer is wishy-washy. My sister, who buys apples regularly at Meijer's, which is a Michigan-based store, thinks that she recently bought some apples with Apeel on them. She told me that there was this noticeable coating on the apple that hadn't been there before. It seemed like a wax coating. She observed the apple was not that the apples she normally buys were different. My sister does not buy the organic apples like I buy the organic apples. That's her personal choice, but these are the apples she buys. So that is so then this website was created. I recently found a resource that lists stores. Okay, so this is a website that you can go to. Here it is, myhealthforward.com. And that will list for you places. Target carries produce treated with Apeel, including avocados, cucumbers, asparagus, apples, and citrus fruit. Again, this is May of this year. Fresh Thyme does not source any produce that has been treated with Apeel at this time. Okay, so those were my discoveries in May of what was going on with Apeel. Okay, stop screen sharing. I'm going to screen share again. This is my latest blog that I just wrote on, let's see, June 17th, very recently. I've been picking mulberries. So here we go. The health information is all about the health information of mulberries, both white mulberries and black mulberries. Here's all the black mulberries I picked. That was fun. Here is the last live I did, all about mulberries. Here's the health benefits of mulberries, the history of mulberries. I also include this gluten-free food testing that Moms Across America did. If you are not following Moms Across America, you are missing out. They do testing of food and they let us know what's going on. And their most recent testing was of gluten-free food. So informative. 44 out of 46 samples came back positive for glyphosate. Okay. So you got to check this out. You got to see if the food you're buying has this glyphosate in it or not. And not all of the gluten-free products that were also organic were the lowest in glyphosate. So that's interesting. So this is Moms Across America. This is, you just click on this, it'll take you right to their website. This is my Substack blog. I really encourage you to subscribe to it. I want to give you this information. If you are financially available, you can subscribe at a very small fee, which would greatly help me with all this work that I do. But you can also subscribe for free. And then I go into, this was my last grilling cooking class where I did an asparagus veggie burger. And this is the new one coming up that I told you about, the red, white, and blue dish. Now I showed you the mock steak. Here is the pears, blueberries, and raspberries that are grilled. Okay. So here's the update on toxic Apeel. Now I have to give a shout out to the green smoothie girl, Robin Albishan, because she has videos and she's been putting videos out about Apeel, and she has a huge audience. She has a larger audience than I do, so she's able to reach way more people than I am. And so she put out to her people about this company called Luminaria. Okay. They are one of the biggest producers of lemons and avocados. Here is a quote from June 12th, 2023. Luminaria, one of the largest U.S. growers of lemons, including organic, does not grow every lemon sold in the world, but the CEO goal is to coat every lemon in the world with Apeel. Luminaria, the company, signed an exclusive licensing relationship with Apeel Science on May 11th. Okay, So this is a quote from June 12th, 2023. So basically a year ago, this company wanted to coat every lemon in the world with Apeel. Now, just recently, they responded to Robin with this. We tested Apeel, but never sold any products, avocado or lemon, with Apeel on them. We stopped when the market told us it doesn't want Apeel. We have stopped all activity with Apeel and continue to sell our avocados and lemons the way we always have for 131 years. Thanks for the call. What Robin did was she put out to her followers, she has lots of them, and she told them all to call this company and tell this company what they thought of Apeel. And the customer feedback was so huge that this company completely turned around in a year what they were going to do. If you think that your voice and your action doesn't matter, I got another thing to tell you, because it does. Costco also was going to be one of the huge companies that was going to sell produce covered in Apeel. Now, Costco VP of produce for Costco, Bob Husky, told Robin last year that they have not sold Apeel spray produce for a long time. The company that makes Apeel had high hopes of Costco using their product, which does not seem like it is going to happen now. Now, in Robin's latest YouTube video, she puts up Bob Husky's phone number and email address for all to contact to let Costco know we do not want this toxic coating on our produce. Here is the phone number for Bob right there, and there is his email address, and here is the link to Robin's latest video. Thank you so much, Green Smoothie Girl Robin, for all that you're doing. I feel like I'm not alone anymore talking about this subject, and Robin reaches a huge audience, and I could not be more happy and more excited to bring you this news about Apeel and how it is going down. It is like losing speed. People don't want this. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. Sorry about that. All right. So that's the latest on Apeel, and I was super excited to tell you about it because it's going down. Okay. So again, if you're watching this video, whether it's live or a replay, if you could hit the like button, if you could leave a comment, and if you're watching my YouTube channel, if you could hit the subscribe button. If you are watching this on Macro Val Food, which is my business page, a like, a comment, and even a share would really help the algorithms. I don't know if you know this, but small independent businesses such as myself get buried and basically hidden from most news feeds, and most people don't even know what's going on with small businesses because all the big business people with all the money that can pay for advertisements gets all the followers and they gets all the views and things like that. So small little businesses like myself greatly appreciate if you hit the like button. If you leave a comment, you can just say, "Hi, Val." That's all you need to do, but a comment really helps. And on my YouTube channel, if you hit the subscribe button, I greatly appreciate it. I have one last thing to show you because I made this dessert. I just made this dessert because I remember it's an awesome recipe, and I wanted to have the recipe again. It's still kind of warm because it came out of the oven about an hour ago. This is chocolate chip cookie bar with peanut butter caramel sauce. Chocolate chip cookie bar with peanut butter caramel sauce. It's in my latest cookbook. This one came out a year ago, Simply Healthy Scrumptious Desserts. And chocolate chip. So the recipe for my chocolate chip cookies is in here. Yum. And then you press it into chocolate chip cookies. You press it into a loaf pan. You make this peanut butter caramel sauce. You put it back in the oven and you bake it. And it's amazing. I came up with this recipe probably about, looks delicious, Dawn says. Thank you, Dawn. Hey, Dawn, I'll give you some later. The benefits of being my friend is you get to be my taste tester. Oh, see, it's still warm because it just came out of the oven. But yeah, here's a chocolate chip cookie bar. You got a layer of chocolate chips, then a layer of peanut butter, then some more chocolate chip cookie dough on top. Mmm. Mmm. Peanut butter. Peanut butter and chocolate. My favorite dessert combination. And this would taste really good with some frozen Aquafaba ice cream. Yeah, so while I finish chewing here, thank you so much for tuning in and joining me here. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you get a chance to make Aquafaba ice cream. Since I learned how to do this, I have not bought any commercial vegan ice cream. I don't buy it anymore. I make my own. And so I have it in the freezer all the time, in the summertime especially. I don't eat very much ice cream in the winter because it's cold, but it's very versatile and it lasts in your freezer. And if you think about it, it's water, it's air, and it's brown rice syrup. That's it. There's hardly any calories in it. It's hard for me to even count calories because it's water, air, and brown rice syrup. That's it. You know how traditional ice cream is super high in fat, and I don't even want to go into it, but it's basically nothing but flavorful and creamy and delicious. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Colette. Thank you, Max, for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, and so I look forward to next time I come live to you. And check out the website, macroval.com. If you pick up the dessert cookbook, you can make this recipe. All right, take care, and I will see you soon. I'm going to end the stream now. All right, take care.